guys. If you cannot hear us now, then I don't know. I think something was buggy. It was all good, but something didn't work. But now I welcome everybody once again with sound this time, I think. If not, then just tell us. And there we are, looking at Foxnyr. We can jump into the draft already. Hell yeah. Yeah, everything is a bit weird right now, but you know how it is. We are jumping into drafts. And Mr. Cookie, yeah, I talked about this amazing book. I will try to implement all those strategies. Never telling anybody what he did right or wrong, only asking questions. So, my dear friend Poro with the Cookie, what are you thinking about the first few bans so far?
I mean, I think it's interesting that K'Sante gets banned away. You know, you're blue side, so technically you are able to first pick it. As well, Ambessa is like something you can first pick in the current meta, but it looks like we're not playing it on our side, so getting rid of those camps makes a lot of sense. And Skarner ban against Fishu, I don't know. This guy on skill, you don't want to give this guy Skarner, especially not when it's that good into meta. Makes a lot of sense. Wukong as a return ban, like Skarner, Wukong, probably the two most broken junglers at the moment. I'm like kind of confused that Corki and Victor are still open though, and interested in either if we see a trade or a ban out of these two.
Okay, Wukong banned, Corki banned now. Man, look at you. You already know everything. And now, wait a second. Is this a worthy first pick right there? Or is this just a hover to bait us? Nope, it is actually a first pick. And I have not really seen this champion since when? Since the change to the ult, basically, right? And instant answers here with the Syndra and the Ezreal. So I'm gonna be honest here, I'm a bit confused. Is Ezreal that high in priority?
I don't think so. Especially not as a blind pick. I feel like you pick Ezreal in a lane you want to neutralize, but it's not something you should blind pick technically. Like there's Varus open, for example, a power pick. It just leaves the enemy to counter pick a scaling ADC such as Kai'Sa here. It's well interesting that they picked Syndra so early. So I'm assuming that Aurora is not being flex picked, that it's for sure going mid lane. It's still very strong in the meta.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, I think Aurora is still one of the best mid laner or as well top laner that you can play. I'm just, a bit sad as Victor main. Victor being in such a good spot is being left out completely.
Where the Vladimir though? Where where the singed mid lane? Now we talking.
I mean, singed mid lane, that's some secret tech not everyone can pull off, But no, I mean, to be honest, I'm a bit sad that Vladimir got, nerfed so hard out of mid lane. It's not playable anymore. I would love to see that champion more. We see the Vi pickup, by the way, so it's a lockdown that you can utilize against the Ezreal. Have a good pairing with the Kai'Sa as well. So Foxnyr already going into that dive composition, kind of Aurora from the flank with the ulti, Vi coming with the ulti, Kai'Sa following. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see some Braum bans or some disengage bans overall from Foxnyr's side.
Okay, so we are seeing the support role targeted here with the bans. Now, you said that Aurora is strong. Do you think Syndra is an answer anyways? And do you think as Aurora, you're super fine with that matchup? Or do you think we're still talking about flex here, with top lane and stuff like that?
I feel like you can play Aurora into Syndra. It wouldn't be one of my favorite matchups to play, but there are two types of Aurora gameplay that you can currently do. Basically, there's the Q-Max, the one that you did when she came out, with Electrocute, where you're just going for that all-in to burst enemies, but since she's not really matching that range of a Syndra, for example, people have tried E-Max with Comet in the runes to just match the poke somewhat, and you can get through lane with that.
I see, interesting. Okay. I think it's also really funny how we have mid lane, ADC, jungle. And I also think it's really interesting how the support meta has changed a little bit, that you just I just wanted to say you pick it last, but it seems like the top lane counter matchup is more important here, so maybe you still want to wait out the Aurora flex pick here. But yeah, either way, it will be a Rakan, and I gotta be honest, I haven't seen Ezreal Rakan too many times in bot lane. Do you think that's a solid bot lane there?
I don't think it's necessarily a combo that you're picking. I'm not the biggest fan of like picking Rakan Ezreal here, but I can see it because you're already saying, okay, we have that Ezreal Kai'Sa matchup. We kind of don't want to play into bot lane. We can just like play around our Syndra with the setup. Like if it's Aurora mid lane, for sure she's she's gankable. We have a Xin Zhao which we can enable, and Rakan is a great takeaway from the enemy team because if you look at the enemy comp, Kai'Sa Rakan is a pretty solid bot lane, and Rakan is really good at following like Y engages or Aurora engages.
I see. Perfect. And now, okay, we have the final picks in here. I mean, yeah, Renekton is a classic. And then the Jax as a last pick into the Renekton. I think that is also kind of a classic. So, you know, I want to be open here, Poro. I mean, to me, you're a professional player. Some could argue semi-professional, but either way, now, if you are looking at those two drafts, what are your instant thoughts that pop into your head?
Fuck, I don't want to be that Syndra.
You want to be the Aurora then?
I want to be the Aurora. I want to be the Aurora. Nah, but enemy team is going like, if I'm Syndra, no. Enemy team is going into my lane 24/7. They're not focusing Ezreal. They will just perma-click onto me. So no, I mean, jokes aside, I feel like both drafts are really playable. Like they have both pretty solid drafts. Personally, I think the comp with Syndra Ezreal is easier to play because you need to be like on the same, how I say it, on the same page with the engages on the side of Foxnyr. So, you know, the Y cannot solo engage if there's no follow-up from Kai'Sa, if Aurora is not in position, if the Renekton can't reach the Ezreal or the Syndra. So basically, if the disengage would be enough on the side of Evoid Esports, then you insta start losing team fights.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Now, in general, I haven't talked to you in a while about the new changes, right? So we have those feats of strength things now, we have those Otacon, Revive Tocon shenanigans, and Baron Nashor greets the Rift a bit later. How have you been enjoying those changes so far? Do you think it changes a lot, or is it the same game as always to you?
I think the feats of strength are kind of a bait sometimes. Like, it's good to get them. You get a free boots upgrade, well, not a free, but you can upgrade your boots later on in the game, and you get some bonus stats which are really powerful. Especially I'm a big fan of the Swifties boots, for example, which give you bonus movement speed. I think it's 20 when you upgrade them, and like 5% bonus overall. I don't know, like it's just a ridiculous amount of movement speed you get. But it can kind of be a bait as well because you're like only getting some stats and not completing other items that can be more important. An example here would be that Syndra, if they get the boots, Syndra still wants to complete her Rabadons at some point, or she wants to have avoid stuff. So she should not really upgrade the boots before she gets to those spikes. And in that sense, it doesn't matter if she has 5 movement speed more or not. I don't think she can outrun the Vi ultimate in the end.
Imagine just being a little bit faster than Divide. Okay, and then I'm always a bit confused in this, you know, I call it new meta, you know, sometimes you have Otacon and the dragons in the same spot. And I'm never sure, does that really change anything with split pushers? And, you know, looking at this game, picking the Jax into the Renekton, I feel like Jax is also really strong in teamfights, right? If he can dive with his Rakan, with his Xin Zhao together into the backline, I feel like he can be a beast. But do you think split pushing is also still viable right now on this patch? Or is it, yeah, not really?
I mean, it's for sure still something that's viable. I don't think it should be a major win condition for both of these teams right now. In terms of, like, to be honest, the biggest change that happened to split push wasn't in terms of Grubbies or Atakan or Baron. I don't think that these changes matter too much. It's more about the fact that the towers are respawning in the base now. So even if you like manage to get one good push, get the Nexus towers, you still don't really have a backdoor threat because Nexus towers will respawn eventually. It like got a lot harder to create that backdoor scenario, and it takes a team to fuck up for doing the backdoor.
Yeah, that is one way to look at it. So, but you would say still Jax in this scenario, does he want to look to teamfight, or will there be an angle where he just goes for those quick turret destruction strategies there?
I know that the matchup Jax and Renekton is like so snowbally. I think it really matters on how the early game plays out, because I think if Renekton is ahead, he can match the Jax for like such a long time off the game actually before that Jax starts winning the matchup. But if they get a lead on Jax, yeah, for sure. He will go on side lane and get those T2s, get fed, and come to the team with 3 items.
Okay, perfect. Now, looking at those drafts, at the picks, you know, try to not be biased. Who do you think has the better draft? And like, is there a certain champion that you're a big fan of right now?
Who has the better draft? I'll answer the first one first. So, I feel like in terms of draft, I can't really give one team the edge. Again, I would prefer to play the Aurora because I'm a mid laner, but I really feel like both teams have solid drafts. And the champion I specifically like is Victor, which got ignored in this draft, sadly. But obviously, like I like Syndra and Aurora too. But yeah, probably more Syndra than Aurora.
I see. So guys, with those closing words from Poro with Cookie, aka Planet is Baby Earth, aka Moon is Baby Earth, aka Chesco, we're jumping into the first game for Foxnyr. And it is Foxnyr on the blue side. Elanis, Fishu, Skimia, Omen, and Sakura against their first opponents of the season. It is Void on red side with Agosto Zeno, Zero Trickness. Look, he stole your name, by the way. Nyrune, Baker Banner, amazing name, and Pooh Ash. And I hope it will be a banger.
And it's already starting interesting. If you look at the starting builds that we can see here, Kai'Sa started with a longsword and 3 pots. And I'm not sure how, like Kai'Sa needs, I think, 100 bonus AD to get her Q evolve. How it looks like if she doesn't have a Doran's Blade for her to get the Q evolve, or what build she's going for.
Oh, interesting. Do you think there is a world where you just buy it later? Or does it have to be a completely different build than the meta one?
I mean, I have heard that there are some new Kai'Sa builds people are cooking. To be honest, I've as well heard they are not good, but I have never seen them. So maybe we can get convinced here. I don't think you're like, if you're not buying Doran's Blade for lane, you're not buying it later as well. Like, there's no sense to do it. Doran's Blade gives you so many stats in the early game. I can see why Kai'Sa goes for the longsword and 3 pots. It's a pretty chill lane. It's a pretty free lane for her to scale. But I'm just like wondering if she will reach that 180 early enough.
Okay, no flash taken here. I love Nyrune just chilling there, making sure to not panic or anything. And that means now Fishu is a little bit behind. Did that gank do anything to mid lane here?
I mean, it's for sure nice that we get some cooldown, some mana, some HP maybe from Syndra, but honestly no. Like, Syndra is chilling here. The wave is coming into her. She can just accept it for free. Take some stacks on the Aurora and look to regain control when Xin is finished with his clear.
Exactly. Now, talking about Xin being finished with his clear, he does not even want to finish his clear. It looks like he's moving towards top lane. And guys, first game of the season, first blood of the season, yet to be taken for Foxnyr or for our friends over at Void Sports, and they are looking for something, but they will not find anything. It looks like both junglers had an idea, but it didn't really work out.
But to be honest, I love this aggression. Too much you see junglers just full clearing. When playing like as well, Xin Zhao and Y are full clear junglers in my head, especially on the Y. But like going for these sneaky ganks, trying to get something can be good. This time around, both junglers failed. And it's okay for both junglers because both tried basically, so no one is really behind. And yeah, nice to see that as well. The solo laners are respecting the angles that these junglers that have early gang potential can take.
Exactly. Now, yeah, it's so funny. Both junglers also pinging the route that they are clearing. Having the, you know, a bit late reset, they will be, yeah, a little bit later than they should be. But as you said, both are, you know, decent skirmishers. So why not look for a play like that? Now, I also love Sakura on the bot lane on the Poppy, by the way. I think it has a lot of potential to go in really hard, but at the same time, yeah, I think until level 6. Do you think we see First Blood somewhere before level 6? No, right?
I mean, I wouldn't say no, because you never know with a Poppy. There's everything is possible, basically.
Oh my god.
As well, we see heavy trading on bot lane.
Yeah, I was... okay, yeah, that was spicy for a second.
I saw that E-connect from Poppy, honestly. I saw that flash E into the wall and the first ball on Ezreal, just as we were talking about it. No, I think otherwise you're right. Interesting to me now, Xin Zhao is trying to sneak that Drake when Y is clearing to him.
Meanwhile on top lane, meanwhile on bot lane, suddenly we're fighting, instant W, and it was so good. Push will go down, Bakar Banner will get a kill, but he will also die in the process and even use the barrier. And this, yeah, why did I even talk about, you know, nobody dying before level 6? That's just, yeah, they heard me and they were like, yeah, sure. And now on top lane, Iladis! Look at this snowball matchup that you talked about. And it doesn't stop here on Dragon. We also have the Smite fight, and Fishu will get it. Get that first objective and says, thanks for the leash, Mr. Zero Trickness.
And I think that's GG. Obviously, it's not GG, but imagine you're the jungler here. You just said, okay guys, I'm gonna go do Drake. Just chill on bot lane. Your bot lane goes for the 2v2, loses it. Y comes over the Drake pit and steals it. While you have to as well see that I think Xin Zhao started on the... actually, did he start top side or bot side? No, he should start bot side. Yeah, he started bot side and was pathing to the top side, which should lead to a Grubby's contest usually, because you have more tempo for the Grubs. But by going for this Drake now, trying to sneak it, and not even getting it, like, Y is just completely chilling. Fish, you can say, okay, we got the Drake for free, got a nice leash there, and we are still in tempo to contest those Grubs.
Well, amazing breakdown. But as you... I love how you said, like, yeah, that is basically game, but it's always League of Legends, right? Some throws can always happen. Now, we will see a lane swap. And I personally think that is a good decision, you know. Play for the next objective, and again, get the feats of strength with the 3 first objectives, right? Even though I think with the Grubbies it's kinda hard, because you need all 3 of those for it to work, right? So maybe one will be sneaked away by the Xin Zhao, by Zero Trickness here. But hey, who knows? Maybe we can get those boots upgrades earlier than I even thought about it.
Yeah, and as well we can see that we're swapping the lane assignments here, getting the Kaiser just to secure the Grubs. And it's looking really, really good on Foxnyr's side for now.
So I'll assume you agree with the lane swap, right? Even though, I mean, my camera was mostly on bot lane, looking at Baker Banner, how he got like, what, 2 plates? And yeah, that it feels a bit bad, right? But I think that's alright.
I mean, I semi-agree with this lane swap. I agree that Kaiser and Poppy can go top lane, and they can then play into top lane and abuse the Jax, but as you can see, this Kaiser is just like, guys, I'm alone against the Jax with Doran's shield, and Doran's shield Jax already outscaled me, so I cannot fight him. I need to go bot lane. So now you can see they have to re-swap, because this Kaiser cannot 1v1 against the Jax, and I don't think Renekton Poppy is winning against Ezreal Rakan either.
Yeah, I see. So you agree with the idea, but basically the execution seemed a little bit sloppy, or the team was not 100% on the same page, but only like 90%, which, you know, is still alright. But in gold, it just means we are super even right now, even though we are ahead 2 kills. And I want to look at where is the gold lead even, and it looks like the huge gold lead is on... Wait, who is it on? A little bit on Ezreal, but it's only 100 or 200 gold on everybody, so it doesn't really matter, right?
I love what Evoid is doing right now, by the way. So they said, well, to be honest, we like that lane assignment where Jax is facing the Kai'Sa. Let's just keep it. I just hope that Foxy realizes we have to play into the bot lane now. We cannot let Kai'Sa alone and look to do something on the bot side of the map.
I mean, Sakura is preparing exactly what you said, right? Now, do you think Baker Banner is also struggling against Renekton, or does it not really matter for this matchup?
I feel like the Ezreal is still able to farm. He will obviously not make progress or get a lot of push if Rakan would leave him. But it's a lot harder for Kai'Sa to farm in a 1v1 than it is for Ezreal in a 1v1. But as you can see, we're happily this Kai'Sa is not in that 1v1 scenario anymore.
Yeah, we are happy indeed. Now, I would also be happy if we get a third objective and with that basically secure the feats of strength for later. And as you said, you know, having the tier 2 boots upgraded by a little bit, it's nice to have, right? I usually compare it with like getting 1 or 2 dragon stacks early game, right? Like Infernal Soul or something. It's nice to have, right? It's not completely game breaking. It will probably not make you, I don't know, suddenly win if you're out of position. But again, it's nice to have. So dragon spawning in 20 seconds. Ooh, look at bot lane. Jax has to watch out a little bit, but he will have teleport. And Elanis will have teleport as well if they want to join the... Oh, okay, that just happened.
You know, it was a nice try. It was a nice try. You have to give it.
And there, the teleport coming in. Sakura might be in a bit of trouble here. I saw a flash. Now Omen forcing Ghost... Wait, he's flashing after him. Meanwhile, on top lane, we also see a dive. Elon is trying to flash away. Will be exhausted. And that is just too many members on top lane. But meanwhile, we will also get the kill. And I feel like in those lane swap scenarios, that's just the fate as a top laner. I don't know. Feels sad.
Yeah, I mean, that's just... until they do something about it, this will... I mean, to be honest, at this stage you can always do these lane swaps, but still, I think as a top laner you're now, by now, used to getting dove by enemy bot lane and jungler.
Well, at least it's not getting caught by Fishue and Skimia and having to flash out, like Nerun just did. And hey, at least it's not playing Yorick against Varus top lane, right? So...
Oh, I don't know how you come up with that one, by the way.
Yeah,
that's a strange example.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Varus top lane players are very cool people, and yeah.
Yeah, I like Yorick top lane players. I think they're giga chats, especially if they flash over the Varus chains. I think then they're giga chats for sure.
And still die.
Yeah.
Okay, being back to the game, we can see we got the feats now on the side of Foxnyr, so the boots upgrade will kick in. The next objective up will be the Grubbies, and I think it's something that will be contested from both teams.
Oh, I see beautiful peel there, and Fishue, he doesn't know what going out means, even though he's so low. Will he die? Then they do not have smite. He just stays alive by like 10 HP or something. And now Baker, he wants to jump in there. He arcane flashes in and instantly gets pinned against the wall and has to get out of there. Now, the Hextech gates are suddenly looking really interesting. The Ezreal looks really dead to me. And yeah, maybe Pooh Ash can get out of there, but does it really matter? Zero Trickness still dead, and Nyrune dead, Baker Banner dead. It's like a bit depressing if you are a fan of Evoid Sports.
And you have to look at it from another perspective as well. Not only is there a 2k gold lead, which is not too crazy, it's still a lot of gold in my opinion at minute 13, but you know, you can come back from that gold lead. But you do not only have this one on Foxnyr's side, you have every objective that was on the map.
Oh, yeah.
You have both rigs and all 6 crops, so this is massive.
I mean, not yet. Vi is still busy with it, but Xin Zhao is not coming for it. I always feel like it's so crazy how long it takes for some junglers to clear objectives alone. And Vi isn't even that slow, right? But I feel like if you wanted to give up tempo and steal one of them away, you had a 50-50 chance, but I don't even know if it's worth it at that point, right?
I mean, probably not. I think Xin Zhao realized, okay, even if I go to the top and steal one Grubby, I would probably just die. tries to get some gold back, get some vision on the bot side, maybe find a catch onto the Renekton if he misplays. And yeah, like cross map, even if it's a bit late, the play that Foxnyr is doing on top side.
Okay, now are we finding a play somewhere? Like the mid lane turret is still standing, and I feel like for Foxnyr that could be the next objective that you're looking at here, right? And meanwhile, Zero Trickness and Pooh Ash, they are kind of fishing for something, right? They're moving around together, looking for a catch, but they cannot find anything right now. But for sure, they can get some vision. They can make sure, okay, if Vi and Poppy are not here, then that means, you know, Vi has to be in top side. But oh, they might get caught here, and we have a fight on our hands. My friends, Fishu dropping super low, will jump in there, and Omen has to turn this one around. Will go in with the Killer Instinct, will get a kill. And Fishu is dead. Zero Trickness will follow shortly after though, and now once again it is only the Rock-On. Ghost.Zeno tried to join on the Jax, but was just a little bit too late. And that is another major W for Foxnyr, because now they should get the mid lane turret.
Yeah, and as well, like, Xin wasting this much tempo in that boss and that play still not being worth for them means that it's obviously, again, good for Foxnyr's side. Fighting that Kai'Sa will be very hard now. She will have her Q evolve already complete. I think she had it already in the last fight. Looking to finish that second item soonish. And it's looking rough. I think Evoid is really desperate for some plays that like create one win con where they can play around. Because Ezreal, in my opinion, will not be one this game.
Well, I know that Nyrune might as well not be one. I mean, can still happen, but he just got set back by a ton. Every time you die, you lose out on some XP, you lose out on some gold, right? So, yeah, dying when you're in desperate need of a win con. I guess, who is the best option right now for Evoid Sports? Everybody is a little bit behind.
I feel like the best option for them is to find a lot of catches and somehow get this Drake. Because I don't feel like you get enough gold on anyone of Syndra as like Ezreal as well. Cannot really 1v9 this game, but on Ezreal, on Jax or Syndra to contest the Drake that would spawn in 5 minutes, because this Drake would put Foxnyr to the soul point, and it's a Hextech soul, so it's a pretty good one.
Oh well, yeah, especially if you have stuff like the Kai'Sa always poking and then slowing everybody. It has to be so annoying. So right now it looks like we will just go for the trade, and honestly, props to Evoid Sports. That was an important one, as you said.
Yep, they overloaded. It was really important that they took this one. I feel as well it's kind of a misplay from Foxnyr. You are stronger right now, you have your ultimates up, you surely can contest it, but at the same time, it's not bad for Foxnyr as well, because they do get the Herald. It's not really like they can give one rake, it's really whatever. If the enemy has one rake, it would just have been good to stack them. And with that Herald, you can look to break that mid lane tower and get more control over the whole map.
Okay, now talking about control, Rock-On wanted to walk into this bush and control the pace on the top side here. Now Vi also joining, connecting. But can Gosinzo get the solo kill? He can indeed, and Elonis will pay for Foxnyr's sins here. I don't know if Fishway wants to go way deeper in here, but he certainly has the ult to do just that, and Skimia will finish up taking the kill here and eating really good here. Like Foxnyr, they are getting some kills, they are getting a top lane turret, but still the mid lane turret is still standing, and the bot lane turret tier 2 is also dropping really low. So yeah, I'm not too sure. It's one of those it's alright, but it could be better situations to me. Sakura wants to make sure they cannot get away with that sin without any trouble. Zero Trickness trying to stay alive with the Crash and Guard there, but I don't think he will have enough there. Skimia not connecting here, that is important. Finally taking the kill there. And now Nyrune. Can our Syndra player get away there somehow? So far it's looking decent, but Skimia has a flash up his sleeve and will just say no, 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 no. I want this kill, I also want mid lane to be taken, so you can't be on the map. And this is exactly what should happen now when Omen shows up. Beautiful stuff there. Hold up a second. Killer Instinct jumping into the backline will not be enough, but it certainly shows how strong Omen is right now. On 2.5 items basically. Damn.
and it looked like a good crossplay map first, but Foxnyr managed to get to the bot lane in time and revenge kill the enemy mid laner and jungler because they destroyed the tower. It's still not too bad, honestly, because you get some gold on the Syndra, you get some gold on the Xin, but overall, I feel like the map is just burning, and this Aurora Y and Kaiser will just completely run over it.
So, I think in Prime League there's like this, what is it, tempo meter or momentum meter or something. We don't have that here, but we have Chesko with us. So, Chesko, what do you say? 70% to 30% or something, maybe?
You mean 70 to 30%? I don't understand. You mean about the game or the Atakan?
Now, there's like a meter that shows like how likely they think one team is to win at this point, you know, with the gold.
Okay. I mean, I'm 100% sure that the Foxy will win this game. 100%.
I see.
Honestly.
Maybe you will experience the power of a caster curse, but that would be a bit of a shame in the first game of the season. And Foxnyr thinks just the same, so they will play it clean. Elanis not letting this one burn up. Instead, will bait Evoid Sports and just make sure to get some clean kills. And now Otacon, you know, without a smite, Otacon seems really killable and not stealable.
And the issue is, it's the broken one. So you kind of cannot give it. If Foxy is to take this Atakan, they get the revive buff and they will just take all towers on the map. And I don't even know if I like that they do it this early, because like what teams do when they are ahead usually is as well that they delay this Atakan and take it later to then fight around Nash. And enemies have to contest Nash, basically.
Yeah, I see it, and makes a lot of sense, but the reality we are in right now is that we took the Otacon. How long is the buff even? Like 3 minutes or something?
Oh, I don't know by heart, but it isn't that long. I think, yeah, like 2 minutes 30 or 3 minutes is about it.
I mean, are we just kind of running it down right now because we have 2 members dying at this point? And I mean, yeah, you're not really giving up the shutdowns, but you're kind of wasting your Otacon buff here, right? With 2 people just die, so I'm not the biggest fan right now.
Yeah, me neither. I don't think that was necessary. Like, yeah, you still have the tempo lead. Ezreal is still dead, while Kaiser and Y can play the map. But I feel like resetting and opening the map together would have been the better call.
Yeah, definitely. But hey, the most important thing is to get this next dragon, to finally have this 5-minute timer on the soul, right? So that is exactly what Foxnyr is doing. So even though the game might not be like perfect by any means, Foxnyr is still clearly the better team to me in this first game so far.
100%, and we can see as well this Kaiser build isn't one like a brand new one, I think. With that longsword, I think she has the Q upgrade as well for sure now, like guaranteed. And it's looking like an AP Kaiser, most likely.
Oh yeah, I really like the AP Kaiser when you are ahead though. Now talking about being ahead, Elanis will die on top of him, but he still has Otacon, or Revive Tokon buff, as I like to call it, right? And on the other side of the map, Omen, look at all those little Void Grobbies, man. The 6 Void Grobs are so huge right now, helping, pushing in, you know, and just being a little bit faster. Beautiful stuff there. I think that is just A-okay. 5,000 gold ahead, basically, so it just looks really decent. Maybe on the other side of the map, Sakura, Skimia could be in trouble. Sakura will find the hammer though, the cat paw even. All 5 members are here, and Elanis just has to have the walk of shame right over here. And Foxnyr is again like misplaying a tiny little bit, I think. Or can they turn here? Fishu certainly wants to try, but he will be met with a grim fate, and it's a shutdown for Nyrune.
And now, like, I would be a bit stressed because Kaiser is resetting in a bad spot and she does not have that Atakan buff. So this would mean that if they kill her, she will give 1000 gold to the enemies. Imagine
Omen somehow getting out of this. Skimia already here with the barrier. Omen will survive a tad bit longer. He will survive this. Get a triple kill. And is basically on 0 health and on 0 mana. Are you kidding me, Chesco? Your 700 gold shutdown has to wait. It will stay on Skimion and on Omen here. They will not give it away. And I think, honestly, that's really important to not let eVoid Sports back into the game.
I mean, I don't know, this Kaiser's faker. Like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Keep clicking into the enemies and killing everyone. I mean, obviously, nice help from the Aurora was very clutch. Just in that moment, on the last auto attack of Xin, or like, that didn't happen in the end. They killed him, not giving up that shutdown. I mean, you're down bad now on side of eVoid. Like you just lost all hope. You had the the perfect angle to kill Kaiser, 4 members collapsing onto her, and you did not get her.
Oh man. By the way, I saw the ping in the chat. Nyrune pinged his 100 stacks on the passive. Basically, does that mean anything, Mr. Midlane expert?
I mean, this does mean that this ultimate executes people if if they fall under 15% max HP, but honestly, I don't think it's enough because like even if Syndra was full stacked, she's still so behind in items. She still needs the Rabadons to one-shot people, and it's looking really tough.
Looking hella tough, man. Yeah, I mean, it's an upgrade, right? Let's not make it seem any worse than it is. It is a power spike. But certainly, man, it is. Now this is how to move, Draven. Okay, I see. I think I never hovered over Swift March so far in any of the casted games. So here you see this one, and then we can also compare Triumphant Plated Steel Caps to Armored Advance. Oh, it's a Captain Farron reference. Hell yeah. It's a Legends of Runeterra card, as you know, the real OGs know.
And yeah, I mean, we can see that now Baron is being started. It should not be flipped. Yeah, we find a good engage here with the Vi.
Oh, this is just brutal, man. I think there's just no big chance. Omen has to stay alive, of course. You do not want to give the shutdown away. But that's the strength about this AP Kaiser, right? She can just stay out of the fight. And look at it, beautiful poke there now, Sakura. Running down Baker, Banner. He tries to get away. He will invest the flash, Sakura, with the buckler shield, though, staying alive. And now Skimia is just finding some yummy food, even ignoring the barrier there. And now we are just TPing into bot lane. I think this has to be the first game. GG, well played, goes over. I mean, Zero Trickness can certainly try to somehow clear the wave, but if he will not just die yet, that would have been an absolute miracle there. Beautiful stuff. And with basically 10,000 gold lead, and I'd say a solid first game, Foxnyr will have a good start into the season.
Amazing performance. It was very clean from the start to the end, and a nice first showing from for the team.
Exactly. Now, you know, again, you being a professional player, what are your thoughts after this game, especially if you are in the shoes of both of those teams? You know, do you think there's anything specific you want to change up, or, you know, any specific calls that will be made before Champ Select?
I mean, first of all, I need to know, is it Fearless draft or not? Because I haven't asked it, I think.
Oh, that is a good question. Let me ask as well, because I'm I'm not 100% sure myself.
But I mean, like, either way, if it's Fearless or not, I feel like there's not really, like, you can't blame this on draft. I think there was just a lot of macro misplay, or like team communication maybe as well, that didn't work out. You have a pretty good book as well that could help. eVoid maybe, if you want to show it, you know. But
wait, what do I want to show?
I said, like, maybe there was some team communication errors in
the book.
communication,
the
and
book.
they could read your book, maybe, you know, to like fix their problems and be on the same page. Since you're saying, like, you're praising that book so much. No, but jokes aside, I think it's really not a draft issue you have here. If it's Fearless, then obviously these champions will all be out. Then we hopefully see that victor.
I just learned
it is not Fearless. Okay, if it's not Fearless, I hope we're not blind picking Ezreal again. Now that we have seen as well that Foxnyr has good answers into it, and maybe we will see some Y bans or as well an Aurora ban. I wouldn't be surprised about it.
Yeah, now looking at it, Aurora first pick, I was a bit skeptical, you know, I'm gonna be honest here, but it worked out really well. You just first picked it, the Syndra was the direct answer, and it didn't really do anything, right? So, do you think there is a champion that counters it better, or do you just ban it without any thought?
Just play Victor, but otherwise, nah, fuck Aurora. This champion, bro. She's just one-shotting you with one item. She's pretty good, yeah. I mean, tankier champions counter her in theory, because she really only has burst damage in my opinion. But specifically in the 1v1, the best you can do is probably Orianna. But she will still like have a lot of utility in compositions such as these with her ultimate and her catch potential.
Yeah, exactly. Now, are we seeing a side swap? What is your opinion about side swaps? Do you think sometimes when you lose, you're like, let's just swap sides? Blue side is stronger anyways, or do sides not really matter that much right now?
I mean, I don't know who had side selection in the first game now, so that would be interesting to know, because if or like what I've seen from draft is that even though a support counter pick would have made a lot of sense, for Evoid they went for the top lane counter pick, and I feel as well felt like Jax especially did really good in that 1v1. He had that early death, don't get me wrong, wasn't really stomping on the Renekton, but he had a good CS lead at least, and maybe they want to opt into that counter pick top lane again, maybe get out this Renekton, because it's such a solid blind pick. You just like, there's nothing that really hard counters Renekton. Jax again as well is not really a hard counter. So maybe they want to ban that out and then look for a stronger counter pick, something that's really hard winning and playing into top.
Well, true thing. Did you get an invite, by the way, or are you still in post-lobby screen?
I'm still looking at the victory screen after I lose every rank. It looks so beautiful.
Amazing stuff, man.
No, I got the invite. Yes, thank you.
Perfect stuff, perfect stuff. Okay. I will ask about side selection, you know, stressing whoever has it right now. Making sure I have no chill. I don't know, man. I think it's super tough after a game like that one to bounce back. Do you agree? You know, as a team mentality, as 5, so...
100%, 100%. Like, to be honest, it's on both sides though. Like, on one side, you're like down bad now because you just got, like, I cannot say it otherwise, you got stumped. The first game here was a stump. You just got admitted. But on the other side as well, you have to beware. You're starting even in gold now on the side of Foxnyr, so you should as well not be, how you say it?
Overconfident, like, kind of?
Exactly, overconfident. And just play a solid second game here.
Yo, honestly, I remember a game that it was like so long ago, like, I don't know, 12 years or something, like season 1, season 2. And I tried Singed for the first time, you know, because I have like the best Singed in Europe here with me, you know, it's like best mid lane Singed. I remember that when I played Singed and I was so tanky and I had the time of my life, you know, just running into everybody, being so strong. And then in the next game, I was like, yo, Singed is amazing, I'll do that again. And basically I just ran it down level 1 because, you know, I still thought like, yo, I'm this unstoppable force. But yeah, on level 1 I wasn't, so I just died and lost lane and through the entire game. So that, yeah, that can happen if you're too overconfident, right? Oh, man.
Oh, we got the side selection. I think Po Ash just wrote blue.
So we will have a side swap, right?
Yes, we will have side swap. This means as well that you know, you can first pick Victor now.
You're hype about the Victor.
Esports, you don't have to ban it, no. But I mean, it's changed a lot in draft because, for example, if you before you had to ban the Skarner, and now you can leave it open and first pick it yourself, maybe. And this as well means maybe you want to get rid of the picks that we talked about before, the Y and Aurora specifically. Maybe the Renekton, you don't want to ban it early, you want to ban it on the second rotation, and maybe as well pick it up yourself because you don't necessarily get that counter pick on top lane. a lot of options are basically open in this draft.
TLDR, do whatever you feel like is good right now. Is that what we are saying here, or do you have a favorite strat that think should be done? I mean, except for first picking Victor on blue side here.
I mean, I would first pick Victor because it's like a 99% chance you win the game.
But they need you as mid laner then, no?
Nah, I'm just kidding. Like, even in my team, we're not always first picking, like, not even a lot first
Wait,
picking
what?
Victor, honestly.
What?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Skarner champion, bro. What can I do? And
Yes,
Riot
Skarner
nerfed
is
this
good.
champion. Yeah.
I'm a bit sad. I don't know if I should ban Skarner or Wukong in solo queue right now because both are just redonkulous
Nah,
even.
just ban Jarvan. I don't know, this cringe champion just ults me and I cannot move. Actually, you're a Jarvan player, right?
I
I remember that correctly.
I play some Jarvan, but he's not up my I will never get him tattooed, okay? I have Sejuani and Viego tattooed already, but I will probably not get Jarvan tattooed. I don't like him that much.
Fair enough, fair enough. But Viego is a Giga Chat, like, as well from the lore, you know? Like, I don't know, I just love the design of Viego, his lore, everything, honestly. Besides his reset mechanic. That's a bit annoying.
I love everything besides him losing his, like, W input buffer buggy thing where he was invisible in W in his E and then you never knew when he will stun you out of it, you know? Since then, he feels a little bit...
that was really funny to play against.
Yeah, he feels too fair, you know? It's, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's like...
Viego's such a fair... no. Okay, let's not talk about Viego. Because I don't feel like it's gonna get picked here.
Wait,
no, but
he get
obviously
nerfed?
Skarner...
Or will he get a nerf? I think there's something. And Wukong gets no nerf. It's like...
I mean, Wukong deserves nerfs, like...
Yeah,
100%.
Wukong doesn't get one. I'm sad. Why nerf Viego if you could nerf Skarner and Wukong instead? But what do I know?
I mean, did you know that the guy who was responsible for the Skarner rework as well designed Cassante?
Interesting.
Just think about it. I'm not saying anything more, but just think about it.
Yeah, see, that is...
Did you know
the
guy that designed Cassante designed Ambessa too? Just think about it. I'm not...
Okay.
No,
I almost
really
want to say that you are good at gewaltfreie Kommunikation here because you're just stating facts, but never forget there's always an analog and a digital way of talking, you know, and just the info you gave was really based, but then, you know, the way you said it seemed a little bit, you know, a little bit judgmental, so...
No. I would never. What do you mean? No, I mean... Kidding. No, but I think for Foxnyr they should not like change a lot of their raft, honestly. They can consider banning Skarner now. I still think you don't want to give it to the enemies. Maybe as well though you have something good prepared. I've seen some people leaving Skarner open, picking Morgana jungle for example into it, because in theory it's good. Against champion, you counter his CC. It's very linear how Skarner wants to engage. Like he walks at you, like through the wall, okay, but you can like still Morgana Q him every time, and it should be a kill matchup, at least a neutralizer for that Skarner pick. And otherwise, if that Y would be open, I would not, or Lazaro will be open. I'm not surprised if we see it again being picked up, and just repeating basically what they did in the first game.
Yeah, getting it. I just checked out the buffs or nerfs. It will be a free AD damage nerf for Viego. How dead is he? Tell me. Be honest here. Be honest, Mr. Pro.
Wait, he's losing free base AD? Or what?
Yes.
I think that's actually huge. Isn't that like always? Like I remember when Lee Sin was like, I didn't even remember Lee Sin existed in the game. That's how good he was in the meta. Like he was not seen anywhere, and they gave him free base AD. And suddenly he was the most broken jungler in the game. Because it changed so much about his clear and his power spikes and his early dueling. So I think that's actually a huge nerf.
So TLDR, just stick to Vi and Sejuani. Got it.
Yeah. I mean, if you're playing Sejuani in competitive, you're obviously always the GOAT. Yeah.
Well, it's my favorite champion of all time to play, you know, so...
You're my favorite jungler to play with because you play it, you know?
Oh,
I can play my carry jungler, you ulti the enemy Syndra, I press my ulti from Victor, she dies, I get 20 stacks, I'm happy, I'm killing. That's just beautiful.
Good stuff. So yeah, of course we are just waiting for the players to be ready. They need a little bit of a break. Yeah, I heard like it's the mid laners' fault as usual, you know. So
fuck mid laners.
yeah, screw mid laners, man. Who needs those?
Nah, they're all cringe.
They're all cringe. Yeah, you're so right, man. You're a Sign top lane main anyways right now, right? It's like
I mean, to be honest, I played mid lane, but nobody knows.
Oh no. I think honestly Sign is one of those champions I hate as a jungler because sometimes they just do those weird level 1 invade threats, you know, and I don't like that. Then I have to think what they're, you know, how I react and stuff, and no, I don't want that, you know.
And you kind of don't expect it from a Sign as well. Like an Olaf, yeah, you expect it. Like Olaf players do that a lot, for example, but Sign usually doesn't do it.
Well, unless he does, right? That's
unless he does.
I win every game, like 50% of the time. Okay, so balanced. You know, talking about balanced champions though, Ambessa, Skarner, Renekton, and Ornn will be banned. So this top lane or like those bruisers, they will see no love at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's as well, as we said a bit, you know, like Renekton getting banned out there makes a lot of sense if we don't have, or like if there's not a really good answer. You have prepared that checks did work out to some degree, but it was not enough. Now you see that Skarner being banned by Foxnyr's side as well, a pick you don't want to play against. And Ambessa, I'm interested now in if we see the K'Sante ban from the first game being repeated here.
Oh, that will be an interesting one. Sejuani Wait, why ban Sejuani? What? I'm confused. I don't know. But I guess you ban Sejuani
here we go.
And then
K'Sante
gets... Okay, interesting. Now, we need an answer for the K'Sante, and Rumble could be the answer that we're looking for. Kowalski analysis. Is Rumble good into K'Sante?
I think it's a decent matchup for Rumble, but to be honest, you can always pick K'Sante. This champion is so OP. So yeah, it's a good answer, theoretically, but if you would ask me, is this K'Sante fucked now or something? No, he's not. He's chilling. He's still K'Sante.
I love the vocabulary here. Is this guy fucked? No, he's chilling, you know. Don't forget cooking, and then...
I mean, you can as well not forget that lane swaps exist. If a Rumble gets lane swapped on, then K'Sante's giga chilling. And
Wait,
Rumble is not chilling.
Isn't he okay-ish in a lane swap, I think? I mean, okay, let's stop talking about Rumble and K'Sante though. What is a Mumu doing here?
I mean, wombo combo. I like it.
That ain't Falco. That ain't Falco. Oh my god, wombo combo. Is that what we're looking for here?
Wait, we're back. 1 second.
Okay. But yeah, the draft keeps staying interesting here. With the Jinx locked in right now. I don't know if the Wombo can really work out the way we want it to work out on Foxnyr's side. And also, I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of Amumu that early. It's kind of a flex pick like that. And also, Rumble is kind of a flex pick. I mean, we have seen Rumble support and mid lane and even jungle. But of course, his home is in the top lane. That's where I would see him right now.
Sorry, I got ganked. I'm back.
Yeah, no problem. I just talked about how I'm not sure about Amumu being picked so early, you know, already kind of giving away what you want to do. But then, at the same time, it's a big flex, right? So maybe Rumble, Amumu, they can swap over to stuff like, you know, jungle, support, and... But yeah, I don't... Like, so
I
far...
don't see it.
Yeah, so far, if I'm just looking at the draft, I'm a big fan of, I mean, K'Sante, Wukong, Jinx, those are powerhouses.
I mean, yeah, Amumu has a good matchup into Wukong for sure, though, because, like, you have that AP damage that comes in. As well, with Rumble, Amumu, you already have enough AP damage, so maybe the Smolder is going mid lane. Like, this is something I could imagine, for example, that you're playing an AD mid laner here. And... like, talking about the other draft, you said already, K'Sante, Wukong, Jinx being powerhouses. 100%, and as well, like, if you're not lane swapping in this game, when are you doing it? You have Jinx in the draft, and you have K'Sante. So, that's like the best lane swap angle ever.
Tell me why. I would love to hear why, and I'm sure some of the viewers will agree on that, because it's quite interesting.
Okay, so basically Jinx is known to have a weak laning phase. You can already see the Caitlyn being over here. Well, never mind, we go for the Ezreal maybe. But getting Jinx through that early game and making sure she's at least even with the enemy ADC is always winning for the team that has Jinx, because once Jinx reaches 3 or 4 items, she will become a monster, but it's really hard to get her to that point. She can be ganked really easy, she's not really that great in 2v2s, like it really depends on support obviously, but most of the times she just loses when engaged on, so lane swapping makes sense because of that, and K'Sante is always chilling. It's really hard to dive a K'Sante, and it's really easy to dive a Rumble when you have your jungler around.
Yeah, that is true. I think maybe you can use your shield and your harpoon, you know, and all that stuff to try to somehow counter push. So again, I feel like there are worse champions and worse champion kits than Rumble, but yeah, K'Sante diving this guy is just so hard. And at the same time, we will see the final picks here. So it is a Soraka, it is a Syndra, so, you know, I think solid stuff, picking some heal, some peel, some more CC, some more setup in that sense. Or even follow-up, of course, you know, Cyclone from Wukong, and then just throw the silence field down there, so after the knock-up, you cannot even jump out of there as Ezreal, or, you know, instantly get stunned by the Syndra. So just from the champions, I mean, Foxnyr has a bit more spice, but... I mean, Poro, feel free to add your thoughts, but I'm a Foxnyr fan, of course, especially after the first game. But just looking at the draft, I actually like both drafts a lot, and the blue side draft maybe even a bit better.
Oh my god, I love the blue side draft so much more than the red side. Syndra is good into Smolder in a 1v1 scenario. Syndra Jinx enables that reset in a team fight, which is really good. You have K'Sante as well as your frontline, while the enemy team doesn't really have a frontline, because Amumu, while being kind of a tank, is still pretty squishy, usually has to go an AP item first to be useful in the game. And I don't even think you outscale with that Smolder, because Jinx is not bad in scaling as well. You have Soraka, who's a really good counter to that Smolder burn anyways, and Syndra is is probably the best scaling mage in the game, so you're pretty chilling if you're playing that blue side draft.
You mean a little bit worse than Victor in scaling, right? But
I mean, Syndra sadly it's outscaling. But
come
it's yeah. But you know, if you play Victor good, you find angles to still be better than Syndra, obviously.
Okay. So, what is the reason why you are not just... why don't you just pick something like Twitch or something if you are in that spot in this draft? Am I like... Is my brain inting right now, or would it be an angle to just pick an ultra scaler yourself against the Jinx?
I think Twitch is not a champion right now.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
Kog'Maw
really
or... Kog'Maw or, you know, just
loses
something.
Yeah, but Kog'Maw gets outscaled by crit ADCs. Like, if you want to match that scaling, for sure you're not picking Ezreal. But you're picking...
Ashe,
I don't know.
Varus? I don't...
I don't really think
Hard
you
one.
want to outscale even, honestly, because you already lack in frontline. So going for Ezreal Karma makes a lot of sense, because Ezreal Karma pokes Jinx, Soraka out of lane completely. But
Yeah.
The issue being lane swaps. So I'm really curious once we get into the game to see if there will be a lane swap, because you don't want that Jinx to match the Ezreal Karma, or she will have a really hard time. And if you manage to get even into the mid game, you're like, I don't see, or like, you need a crazy Amumu ult to win teamfights, or a crazy Rumble ulti.
Yeah, definitely. But hey, I think Foxnyr can do it, right? If somebody can do it, it has to be Foxnyr in this a division, a 3.3, or now it's group, right? Division is the old name. Now we call it group. Help me, Chet or Poro or something.
I'm not sure as well.
So first it was division, then it was Liga, and now I think now it's group. But I hope that's correct. But either way, so
a nice suggestion from chat, by the way, Aphelios. I think that could have been an option.
True.
If you want to match the scaling. Aphelios is pretty damn good at scaling. So, yeah, I can see that. I still think Ezreal Karma is the perfect answer. You just need to, spot if enemies are lane swapping and match them.
So just counter lane swap the lane swap.
For example, yeah.
Basically, just pick a coin, flip it, and then heads means you go bot lane, and tails means you go top lane, right? And then just take whatever.
I mean, what you do is
Oh,
you
man.
like go in way topside and you put wards to spot out if they are lane swapping. And then you stay around mid lane, and once you see where they are going, you just match them.
But honestly, if you do not want to be seen, you know, if you do not want to give away the information and just chill at your own turrets, you know, like and just move in with your minions, then it cannot be seen, right? If you're playing it perfectly, then the enemy cannot scout it. Or again, am I missing something?
No. I mean, I think you need to see if enemy jungle is starting in your jungle as well. So you cannot really just go top lane and sit there, because like if the Amumu starts on your top side and then comes to dive you level 3, then you're fucked. So I don't think you can do that.
Oh well. Either way, guys, we will jump into the rift and we will just see where those bot lanes are heading, if they can keep the title of a bot lane or if they are suddenly the top lane for the first few minutes. I'm looking forward to go on this experience with you. And I can tell you one thing, Foxnyr, they are kinda stacking. And Evoid Sports, well, they are also kinda stacking. So I'm not too sure what's going on here. Oh, they got the ward there. Okay, that's good. That's good.
I mean, you can already see that Evoid is hopping or like looking for that lane swap. At least it would make sense because Kings Soraka are hovering into top. How are we going to react on Foxnyr's side?
Well, you tell me, because this one, oh man, it's such a tough one, right? So,
Looks like they're
Ash,
opening mid lane, yeah. So they're
Yeah.
expecting it, and they will have that ward on the lane. They will spot the Cassandra. You can see they're all hovering around that mid lane now. And as soon as they see Cassandra, they should send their bot lane to the top.
Okay, can show the vision here. And they will see the Kaysonte now. Okay, so perfect answer from them, right?
Yeah. This is like the perfect scenario. I think they even spot Wukong starting bot side. So what this means is that Amumu should be able to invade his top side if he wants to. He tries maybe to get the wolves or have like take some camp spot side and then invade. Maybe leaving his rep buff and then just hardcore strong siding top lane. That's what I would do at least.
Oh, well, he's looking for Raptors into bot to top clear, you know. I think to match the Wukong, right? Now, meanwhile, on top lane, Baker taking a lot of damage already, but against a Soraka, it's always hard to talk about damage, right? Because as soon as Poash is reaching level 2, unlocking those heals, then yeah, it's... and every single Starfall hitting is just hurting so much. I actually want to look at... It's 65 health if one single Q hits from Poash, and like that sustain is absurd.
Yeah, and that's why like most of the time it makes more sense to poke the Soraka if you can. As well, when the ADC is low, you can see it already. The Soraka always gets this movement speed, which is pretty annoying. But you're still happy with how it looks like. Right now, because you got that Jinx potion already gone. She is pretty low. All you have to do now is dodge these Soraka kills.
Exactly. Now at the same time, I love what Fishio was doing there. It's a bit more on the, you know, passive side of things, but he did go for Raptor, started there, and now he wants to match the Wukong, make sure his top lane is safe, so now he's just jungling into the top side. I think we liked it, right?
I mean, I don't like it too much, because I still feel like he should have gotten weight. And if he takes Wukong's top side, it's better. But it's 100% good that he's pathing you to top. Yeah, with that I agree.
Yeah, exactly. Else it would be really free. Oh, Baker, Banner using a lot of stuff there. Heal is gone, barrier is gone. And at the same time, yeah, we did use those some. Zero Trickness is here, but now also Fishio is here. This is an important one. I'm not sure if Fishio got like spotted on a random ward somewhere. Not sure. Oh, and also something I actually want to ask you, Mr. Poro. What is up with sometimes, like, in this game, the jungler from Foxnyr went for the lens, and at the same time, Poash went for the lens, and then Zero Trickness was with the ward, but now on the first reset he goes for the lens. What's up with those swaps there?
I'm pretty sure that Amumu used his ward earlier when they invaded the bot side, so it doesn't make sense for him to keep the ward, since he can just go for the lens. He already used his ward, and then he can look for some sneaky ganks. while Wukong still didn't put vision and wants to keep it to, like, maybe after full clear get some vision or some intel onto the Momo.
Ah, I see. But like, at a certain point, you just wanna go for the lens.
Yeah,
Anyways,
I think
after
stronger you want it.
Yeah, I see. But yeah, the support's also not really agreeing what is better right now. But honestly, I feel like if you're expecting yourself to be pushing in, then probably... Oh, hold up a second. We are going for a dive on bot lane. Now Syndra is teleporting into mid lane. But with the new teleport being so slow, oh man, this is painful for Nyrune here.
And you're completely happy because Syndra has to go bot lane now. And bot lane, sorry, to mid lane again. And just wasted her TP while you're still losing on top side in terms of tempo. As you can see, the Ezreal and the Karma will reset first, and they can play the map first, so they can decide if they want to play Drakes or Grubbies now.
Yeah, exactly. Now Gustos on bot lane against Mr. Elanis. This matchup, like, okay, we talked so much about the... Oh, just using the equalizer to push the wave. Interesting. See, now enlighten me, Mr. Poro. What about this matchup without the lane swap now?
I mean, I've never played it myself, but I feel like it should be winning for Rumble once he gets to the first item, like the Liandry's.
Oh, not the boots?
But again,
doesn't boots count, man? Come on.
I mean, I don't know.
Hey, if it counts for Yone and Yasuo, why not for Rumble? Riot, please.
It's not bad. It's not bad on Rumble because Rumble has Magic Pen in his kit. I think if he hits an E on someone, he reduces the magic resist of that target by 35%.
Wait, he does?
And if he hits, yeah, and if he hits double E, it reduces by 70%. So
no,
like,
now
once
you're
you
lying.
reduce that, I don't know. Like you have to look.
The 10%. Blah 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 blah, and reduces the enemies by 20%. Okay, I see.
But it scales, no?
Yeah, it does scale indeed, so it is way more if you maxed it. But of course we are maxing the Flame Spitter, better known as Flamethrower, because that's just a ton of base damage. And now I hovered so much, I spent so much time hovering on Rumble abilities. I'm completely missing what Fishway is doing here, because that is an objective indeed, while Wukong is taking the other one. And this was a bit of a misplay. I'm a bit worried here. Omen took so many turret shots. Oh no.
I mean, either it's a master bait or it's a misplay.
Either way, yeah.
But yeah, as well with the Q-Max, I wouldn't agree that it's always better on Rumble. I'm pretty sure that it's meta as well to max E in some matchups. I don't know how it is in this matchup specifically. But, I mean, yeah. Your Rumble against K'Sante, even if you go out even in lane, you're chilling. You're scaling really hard. Both top lanes should be happy about how their lanes are going out. Interesting is, or like what they're not happy about, is that Jinx doing a pretty good job at staying even with the Ezreal. She even got a BF sword recall, which usually you don't get, while Ezreal is stuck on like kind of bad components.
That is a really good point. I mean, Omen is starting to stack up those, you know, tier stacks, so... But except from that, yeah, not really too much going for him. Elan is also struggling a bit here. We can just see this interaction on bot lane. Now this time... Ah, it's so hard, right? When you are overheated, you kind of just want to right-click your enemy, but... I can imagine K'Sante just out-trading you anyways, even though you are literally in damage god mode as Rumble, but even then Elanis has to respect it. Using the equalizer, flashing right over there, but now Zero Trickness and Fishway joining in on this bot lane. And don't mind me, Fishway is just resetting instead.
And I think we are going to see the first blood soon in bot lane.
Elanis, this is not where you want to be. Can the turret do anything? Well, the answer is no. Now, meanwhile, on top lane, but Soraka is here using the heal, using all the heals, and this is not what we want to see. It is a triple kill all across the map for Void Sports, and the second game, they are looking so much more calm and collected, and also confident in their strategy.
Yup, and this is like the dream scenario you have now. You're not only even on the map, you're now ahead, like almost 2k gold. Maybe Amumu can find something on the top lane though.
No, Fishway. Ah, no, not connecting. Would have been important, but as you said, the Soraka with the bonus movement speed just really annoying to hit. And meanwhile in mid lane, I mean, again, I don't know if you are just saying yourself, hey, okay, we have this wombo, we are chilling. If we connect a good Amumu ult onto Nyrune and Baker Banner, then it doesn't really matter that we fall behind, as long as we still have enough damage. But yeah, it's a bit tricky right now.
You're for sure not happy to be behind on Ezreal into the Jinx matchup. I mean, I need to look at the gold exactly, but they're pretty even. But even then, you want to be ahead in that lane usually. So your like win condition that's still doing pretty well on Foxnyr's side is that Smolder, who is like doing fascinating into Syndra, in my opinion here with the equal CS.
So you said Syndra is the best scaling mage. Now we have a Smolder mid lane in the equation. So how would you judge? I mean, of course we have to talk about the entire team comp, you know. But just looking at those two in a vacuum, you say Smolder just being even is fine then?
I mean, in a vacuum, Syndra wins late game in a 1v1 against Smolder. In a vacuum, right? But from my experience, especially because Smolder is playing fleet footwork, and I felt like you had a lot of control over the map with the Wukong in the early game, and your 2v2 are good. You can abuse the Smolder a lot, and this just didn't happen.
Yeah, I see. Smolder still being on 0 everything. No 0 trickness. Looking for the flash cyclone. Omen still has the barrier himself. Will not even be able to survive with that summoner spell though. And now also Sakura getting outplayed by Nyrune's R button. I mean, obviously, just the entire engage and the entire numbers advantage there was the main thing. But you know, always fun to be a little bit salty about getting killed by a Syndra just like that. It was kind of close, but in the end, it didn't matter. It is 5 kills to 0. And yeah, here it looks like Evoid Sports are just running away with it. Maybe Skimiao can do something in mid lane. It's more or less also kind of a desperation play because, man, your entire map is falling apart.
And yeah, you can see now like there's a lot of fighting going on. Nothing too much should happen. Oh no, actually.
Actually, Wukong will get a heal, will get a wish. And Omen also jumping in there though. Now, okay, Kayzante is a little bit too late. Do you want to go in deeper? Miss the Kayzante on top lane. Now Fishway trying to CC and save his ADC just somehow. Gostos will just use the flash though to make sure to get the kill there because he really wants Omen to also be in the gray screen for the 3rd time this game already, by the way.
And yeah, I mean, the feat will most likely go to Evoid in this game. We kind of need to come back on the side of Foxnyr. Like, this time around, I wouldn't say... Like, if you compare the first 2 games, or like the first game and this one, I would say that still the lead that Foxnyr had in the first game was bigger than what Evoid is having now. But it's getting close. Because Syndra, even though she's not punishing the Smolder, is 2-0, finding good roams. She will hurt a lot, and Smolder has no magic resist boots, has no like HP, is going really for that one-shot build. I wouldn't be surprised if now the map just completely falls because that Syndra will just roll over Smolder.
No, yeah, definitely. So far, Skimiao did a good job holding the ground in mid lane, but as you just said, Nyrune with the full item even got a Dark Seal, by the way, so that is some confidence. Maybe that's also a way to throw it away mentally, you know. Whenever I buy a Mageos, I start doing weird things and start overextending for some reason, but hey. Good thing I'm not playing. Good thing Elanis has no teleport. That is something that Evoid Sports likes a lot, because now they can just outnumber Foxnyr and get the 2nd dragon of the game, and we will see that it is a Hextech Soul once again.
Oh yeah, I think Hextech Soul is the best. I mean, probably Cloud Soul comes close to it, but Hextech Soul for sure one of the stronger souls that you can get. Evoid should like that very much. I'm really happy it's not a chem. Well, I mean, maybe with Soraka, Chemtech Drakes are good as well, but the Chemtech Soul being the worst one, theoretically, I think they are really happy to have that Hextech Soul coming up in 10 minutes if they want so. Or if they can contest them and get them.
Yeah, 9 minutes and ticking at this point, basically. And yeah, it's looking really good. Now, to me, the Yuntal Wild Arrows are kind of still a new item, but they have been a staple for all those scaling ADCs at this point, right? So I think that's something you also really love on the Jinx, right? An item like that, just making it easy to scale up. Sign me up.
That's the funny thing. That's the funny thing, because Riot once said they don't want to put more than 3 types of stats on one item. So basically, if an item gives armor pen and AD, it should not give attack speed. Or if an item gives you attack damage and lifesteal, it will not give you crit chance. But Yuntal is cheating that system because it has the crit chance in its passive, so it's like the perfect item to go on Jinx. You guys get good stats in the early game, you get AD and attack speed, both stats you want in the early, and you then can stack up that missing crit chance in the stats just by auto-attacking a lot.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, it's like the, what's it called, make lethal or something passive?
Practice makes lethal, yeah.
Yeah, where like you get 0.2% crit chance per auto attack, and then once you've attacked enough, you will end up with 25% crit chance, which is the amount you get from a normal crit item as well.
Wait, that's just 125. No, wait, that is 5 per 20. Well, wait, it is 125 auto attacks. That's not that much, right? It's like.
No, you can stack it easily in 2 to 3 minutes.
I see. Now I'm looking into mid lane though. We will get a huge engagement. This is the wombo cover that we maybe wanted. Poesh will not be able to heal through that. And we get the shutdown onto Fishway. And I'm not even too mad because this guy is going for an AP build. Now on the side lane we have so much action. We have the equalizer on bot lane and Nyrune walking away there. And at the same time in top lane we have Skimmy just running with those tiny little dragon legs. Now Fishway, man, this guy is everywhere, but mispredicting the movement a little bit, and Skimmy not staying alive long enough. And even though we got the shutdown, and we also got top lane turret, we got first turret, but it doesn't really matter because we lose mid lane, and mid lane turret is so important.
Yeah, the first turret doesn't give you anything anymore anyways, because, so many any actually, because you already lost the feat, so...
Wait, isn't it extra gold, at least? Something?
No, you don't get any extra gold anymore from first tower.
Wait,
it's
that's a scam. That is a scam.
First blood doesn't give you extra gold as well anymore, even though they changed it, because now you need 3 kills and not only first blood. You don't get any other bonuses from it anymore.
What about first 3 objectives? I want bonus gold for those, but yeah.
Sadly not, sadly not.
Riot, come on!
But obviously it's not worth to trade that mid lane T1 for the top lane T1. I think mid lane T1 being, I mean, besides the Nexus towers, the most important tower in the game. You're really happy on Evoid's side to do this trade, and as well, K'Sante got that 1v1 trade in the end.
Yeah. I mean, you traded that, but you kind of lost mid lane turret for it, right? So, not worth it at all. But hey, once again, asking you to be the, what was it called? Tempo meter or something? You know, wind rate or meter. Where would you see Foxnyr here right now?
To be honest, I was really impressed with what angles Fishu saw with the engages. And I feel like if he can continue to play like this, Foxnyr has a chance to come back into this game. They have solid team fighting spells with the Amumu ult, with the Rumble ulti. And if we look at the Smolder for a second, you can see that he already has 182 stacks, so 10 stacks per minute. Slowly but surely getting to the threshold where he can execute. 60 to 40 is my guess.
I see, so kind of even. Now, getting that much needed catch onto Puesh, because it means the dragon should be in our favor. Meanwhile, Ghostosino on top lane wants to make sure that we will be down one member again, flashing in even, and Elan is just trying to find the return kill, will not be able to do so. Meanwhile, in mid lane though, a shutdown for Nyrune, an important one. Skimmy teleporting in there and has to flap out of there instantly. And now on top lane. Yeah, just look at this guy, man. I don't know, leaving K'Sante open. Looks like blue side is just a broken side after all. Oh, on mid lane, the dragon will explode there. And Sakura trying to run away will die. And Baker Banner going absolutely crazy with the passive. Omen used all the spells, even the summoners, and still died. So, as we like to say, the Poro cookie just crumbles at this point.
70 to 30 is what I said. Maybe. No, I mean, this is horrible, obviously, for Foxnyr. This is really, really good for Evoid. They get so many kills. They secure the third rig, I feel like, here. Yeah, they will get it. No one is going to contest it. They get top lane and mid lane T2. If you look at the gold lead, like, we're 8k gold ahead. 8k gold on the Kings, 9k gold on the Syndra. Syndra alone being like 2,400 gold up. This is massive.
It's only 7k, by the way. You know, 8k would be massive, but 7k, that we can handle that. No problem, guys.
Fair enough. I was considering, you know, giving the Drakes a bit of gold value, but you're right. You're correct.
No. It's whatever. You know, we also have to give some gold value to the boots and everything, but you know, top numbers is only 7k, so I will do the math for only 7k. You know, so copium much. Again, I feel like it's not quite over yet, right? I feel like we can always come back if we get a sick engage, like an insane engage. But it's certainly hard.
I think as well this Atakan will play a huge role into it. If you somehow manage to contest this Atakan and like steal it away because it's the revive one again, you may find angles to then play for gold. Like you can take bad fights where you trade 3 for 5 or like even 2 for 5 and you will still come out ahead because you can collect those shutdowns from the Syndra. As well, something I forgot to mention before, did you notice that Amumu had a shutdown? While being down 5k gold, Amumu got a shutdown for 1-0 free stats.
Yeah.
That was funny, at least for me, but Riot is changing that in the next patch. Unlucky for Foxnyr, this patch...
Wait, they are?
Yeah, they're changing it again. That losing team will not have shutdown anymore. And I think it's such a good change. Like, it's so stupid that Amumu had a shutdown while their team is 5k gold behind.
You know that one quote from me in the soundboard on my Discord, right? Oh, hold up. In the mid lane, though, the heals are massive. The flash forward to heal some more. Baker is literally cooking there with his support. And Omen suddenly in a weird spot because Zero Trickness is on him. Will find the engage with the flash. Sakura can only watch as the team gets exploded. And the Soraka doing so much work here. It's absolutely crazy, man.
Yeah, and you can see that it's really hard to fight if you do not start with a good wombo combo. So they're just flashing in there, I think, for the kill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Elanis also wasn't there. His ult is really important. Not ready. The ace is taken, and I think my copium inhalers are all out at this point. Of course.
Wait. I got an idea.
Okay.
I think Evoid will win this game 100%. No way they will lose.
Instant caster curse.
Yeah, but you see, I'm so smart.
Yeah, so smart. Yeah, that's why I said I'm running out of copium, you know, so... I mean, we have to be realistic. It is a hard one. Again, it's League of Legends. Mistakes can always happen, but yeah, this one... Basically, this was the perfect metaphor. Because Karma could only watch. Now the team is showing up, but...
Oh no, K'Sante!
200 armor, 200 magic resistance, dash, knock off, everything. Skimia.
K'Sante!
K'Sante Gaming, my friends. Look at him. He's running.
Yeah, no,
Finally the shutdown, but... Yeah.
I mean, they get Atakan from this, they will have the revive, they will just go onto one lane and, you know, like, heavy dive, get one reset for the Jinx and she can just clean up the whole fight and it's... They like, even if they somehow miraculously win that fight, or like, don't lose their base, they cannot collect any shutdowns now. Baron spawning in 1 minute, like, really good use of the Atakan buff. They can just go die and even if they only kill one person because they get a sick wombo combo with a Mumu Rumble ult, they will not have those ultimates up for the Baron afterwards. So I feel like it's, and as well Drake Soul is spawning. A miracle needs to happen. A miracle needs to happen for this one to somehow turn in favor of Foxnyr.
I think the highest win rate at this point for us is to just, unleash the DDoS attack or something and have them, have Jinx disconnect, but nah, on a serious note.
Even if Jinx disconnects, I don't think they win this game right now. I'm not even kidding.
Come on, if Jinx disconnects and you land a clean wombo, then it is winnable.
Look at Syndra items. She's so strong into this game.
Yeah, just DDoS her as well or something. I don't know.
True. No, I mean, obviously I was like scoping, but what I want to say is that you're not even reliant on that Jinx. Like you have K'Sante, which is a beast. You saw what he did on bot lane in the 1v4. You have Wukong, who is a beast. You have the Hextech Soul now. And
that's really easy still. Yeah, no, way too early.
And yeah, I mean, Soraka will just heal up. Like this K'Sante is not dying if Soraka's peeling him as well. Just giving every objective now, and yeah, we'll see.
Dude, I think Soraka is so underrated. I think her scaling is absolutely insane. The way she can peel, all that stuff, man, it's just insane.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think Soraka is really good in terms of scaling, but as well, she's really bad. So, like, she can be taken out in lane really well, which just didn't happen in this game, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. If you let her scale freely, then it's kind of what happened. I mean, it's always with, if the plan doesn't really go according to plan, lol. Yeah, if something like that happens, then those scaling champions are suddenly looking really good. And yeah, Baker, Vayner, and Poash, they are looking like absolute beasts right now. But then, of course, you have everybody. Like, as you said, literally every single pick looks so strong here.
I mean, if you compare top lane items, you will quickly see that this is not looking too great. You're down the boots upgrade and 2 complete items because you had to buy anti-heal as well against the Soraka. You're not really having a great time as Rumble here.
Yeah, 100% have to agree there. And Ghostos knows it. He just auto-attacks the turret. Funny enough, look at the damage Elanis deals, so it's still some damage, but now, yeah, Ghostos, he had enough. He will take him over the wall, force the flash out of Elanis. The equalizer is still available to try and shove out the wave, but man, such a rough game. And at the same time, on bot lane, the traps are on cooldown now for this wave at least. Top lane turret gets destroyed, and will the base just crumble, or can we find something, where Baker Banner is Half-Life right now, but of course that is only a bait because of the Soraka. And somehow we just have to hold something, somehow. We have to hold, guys, but it's looking so grim.
Amumu Flash ult, I believe. Amumu Flash ult is coming.
This way. I mean, you kinda have to respect it. Jumping in. Coming? Yeah, he's going for it. He's hitting 2 people there. Costino though, Fishway not really finding anything. The follow-up is just not there. And yeah, no follow-up, no 2-0 victory, but a 1-1 start into the season. And I think honestly, how would you feel if you were a player on the roster right now?
I mean, I would obviously not be too happy about the result of the series if you look at how the first game went.
Yeah.
I feel like there was a lot of issues in the early game that can be fixed pretty easily. But yet you played 1-1. Enemy team really performed, like the Evoid really overperformed as well compared to the first game in this second game. So it's like I would have mixed feelings. It's like, okay, enemy really punished us well, but obviously we did some stupid mistakes that we maybe usually wouldn't do.
Yeah, I also just got the information that we will not have an interview for today, but it's understandable, right? They probably want to either not talk about the game anymore at all, and take a break for now, or they want to straight get into the VOD review and actually be productive instead of, just talking about it, but not really being able to do anything about it. So yeah, that is soon to be a wrap already. Poro, thank you so much for jumping in, by the way. It was an absolute blast to hear your insights.
I mean, it's always a pleasure. I have to thank you, It's a pleasure to cast with you. It's a pleasure to cast Foxnyr specifically, an organization I have been following for a long period of time. I think I even played or was coaching different teams. So, always a pleasure to be here.
And guys, with those amazing last words, I hope you have a great start into the week. Even though we are on a 1-1, everything is still open in the season. Could have gone better, could have gone worse as well. You know how it is. So again, have a good one and see you next time, next week for the next game, the second best of 2. Until then, stay safe. Bye-bye.